Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is matter around us pure, we were talking about that of the mixtures and that of the compound. So you see students, when we were talking about that of the mixtures, so we have seen that basically the mixtures are divided into two types, and that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. When we say that a homogeneous mixture, which means which is same throughout the mass, and when we talk about the heterogeneous mixture, so we can say that a mixture which is having visible boundary and which cannot remain same throughout the mass. Now, when we talk about the compounds, so compounds are different from that of the mixtures, because compounds, two or more elements, they combine together, but they always combine in a fixed proportion, fixed ratio. That is the compound, and there is no such kind of a visible boundary is there. So we were talking about the properties of that of the mixture and a compound on the basis of an example. And we have taken an example, student, and that was a mixture of a iron filling and sulfur. So let me write it that is mixture of iron filling and sulfur powder. Sulfur powder. Okay, it was like mixture of iron filling and sulfur powder. So you see students that what are the things which we have seen till now? So when we take the iron filling and that of the sulfur powder and we mixed it randomly, so what we will find at first, when you take a magnet near to this mixture, iron filling and sulfur powder, what do you observe? You will find that all the iron filling will get attracted or will get attached to that of the magnet. What about the sulfur powder? It will remain as such. There will be no such kind of a change, such kind of a attraction you will find in that of the sulfur powder. So we can say that here we can separate the components in a mixture by using a physical method. It means by using the evaporation method, or by distillation process, or by filtration process. So by using such kind of a method, we are able to separate them. Now, second thing, students, even if you see that when we have taken the magnet, so there actually we are using the process that is magnetic separation. So by the process of the magnetic separation also, we are able to separate the iron filling from that of the sulfur powder. Okay, so this happened in the mixture, in which we can say that we can separate the two constituents easily by using a physical means. The second thing which we have seen, that if we add a dilute HCl in that of the mixture of the iron filling and sulfur powder, what do you observe? You will observe that this iron filling will easily get mixed with that of the dilute hydrochloric acid, and due to which there is a release of a gas, and that is hydrogen gas. This gas can be identified by taking a burning splinter near to that of the hydrogen gas. You will find that a pop sound came out of it, and that is what? That is the confirmation test for that of the hydrogen. Okay, so dilute HCl, when you will add, student, you will find that this iron filling will get dissolved in it. But the sulfur powder do not get dissolved, even though we had added the mixture of the sulfur powder and iron filling. But the iron filling get dissolved in it. The sulfur powder do not. Now you can test it by taking simply iron filling, only iron filling, and add it into the dilute HCl. What you will observe? You will observe that again that iron filling also get mixed with that of the dilute HCl and releases hydrogen gas. So here, when we have taken the iron filling plus sulfur and added dilute HCl, then what happened? Hydrogen gas is released and iron filling easily get dissolved to that of the dilute HCl. Now when you take simply iron filling, sorry, and dissolve it to that of the HCl, there also you will find that there is a release of a hydrogen gas and iron filling get completely dissolved in, or it react with that of the dilute HCl. So in both the cases you are finding that in the first case, in the second case if you see iron filling, it shows the property. It is the property of the iron filling that when you add the dilute hydrochloric acid, the hydrochloric acid will easily get dissolved in it, and due to which as a result hydrogen gas is released. And the same thing happened when you added this two mixture, the hydrogen gas is released and iron filling get easily dissolved in it. Now the second thing. Now this time you have taken another thing, students, and that is by using CS2. What is this? Sorry. This is carbon disulfide. So when you add the carbon disulfide, then what you will find, student? You will find that when you add the mixture of this iron plus sulfur in the carbon disulfide, you will find that the sulfur get easily dissolved. Sulfur dissolves in that of the CS2, but that of the iron will remain as such and can be filtered. But if suppose you have taken simply sulfur and you add the CS2 in it, you will find again the same thing, that sulfur dissolves. So you have seen here again that when you will add the sulfur in carbon disulfide, sulfur get easily dissolved in it, and even when you add the mixture of the iron and sulfur, the sulfur dissolves. So in both the cases you are finding that although we are mixing the mixture of iron and sulfur in carbon disulfide or hydrochloric acid, but they are showing their property, their own property. Okay, so in a mixture, the constituent present in the mixture also shows its own property. Whatever will be the property of that particular constituents will be shown by it. Okay, even though we are adding the mixture here, there are two components, but individually they are showing their properties. Okay. So this is the next one. Then students, we have seen that when you added that of the iron and sulfur together, you will find that neither the heat or the light is necessary, not that of the not it is absorbed, not it is evolved. It means no heat is required for the combination. Right now we are simply mixing it, so there is no need of any heat or a light or a kind of a chemical, so that a kind of a chemical or a kind of a catalyst by which they will react with each other. We are simply mixing both of them together. So there is no requirement of a heat, as well as when you mix simply both of them, no heat or light is released from it. Okay, so we have seen that there is neither the heat or light is necessary, nor it is released or evolved. Next one is composition. So composition is variable, yes. In case of the mixture, student, when you are taking the two constituent or two components and mixing them together, what you will find? You will find that when both of them mix together, we are not mixing them with the fixed ratio. We are simply taking the things and mix it together. So the composition is variable. There is no fixed ratio between the two component in case of a mixture. So we can write it, when we mix iron filling, when we mix iron fillings to and sulfur powder and sulfur powder. Mix iron filling and sulfur powder to get a mixture. We mix it together without a fixed ratio between them. Okay? Fixed ratio. It means they are variable in composition. They are variable in composition. Okay, they are variable in composition. It means the constituent are mixed together at any ratio by mass. Okay. It means that is the in the at any ratio by mass. And thus they are having variable composition. Thus they are having variable composition. And due to variable composition, they even do not have a definite formula. Okay. So, because of the variable composition, they do not have a definite formula. So their composition is varying. They do not combine together in a fixed ratio by mass. And since they are not combining with each other by a fixed ratio by mass, students, and thus they do not have a fixed formula. Okay. Next one is that since their composition is variable, their composition vary with each other, so their melting point and boiling point also vary. Although we have seen this much, that yes, their melting point and boiling point is different. Why we are saying that their melting point and boiling point is different, students? It is because if we talk about the iron filling, so iron filling is having the different melting point, and sulfur is also having the different melting point. Since they do not combine together in a fixed ratio, so they are having the different melting point and boiling point. So we can write it. In mixtures, the component or the constituents, present, the constituents presents do not melt at a single fixed temperature. Single fixed temperature. Okay. Thus, they are having different melting point and boiling point. Okay, so you see here, students, that both of them are having different melting point and boiling point. Since we have simply made them to mix randomly, they are not mixed with each other in a fixed proportion, fixed ratio. So, and even they show their properties, students. Since they are showing their properties, it means we can say that one of the properties this much means they are having a certain kind of a melting point and boiling point. So, they will show that property also, and that property will makes their temperature varies. So we can say that they are having individually, they are having their fixed temperature, and on that temperature only they will shows the melting and the boiling also, means it vaporizes. So we can say that both of them are having different melting and boiling point. So in mixture, the constituent have the different melting point as well as the different boiling point too. Okay, now one more thing is there, that is, you see, students, when we talk about the mixture, so we have seen that we have divided the mixture into two types, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now what happened, you have taken these two components and you mixes them together. Now with the help of the magnifying glass, if you look at the mixture of the iron filling and that of the sulfur powder, what would you observe? You will observe that somewhere the amount of the sulfur powder is more. Somewhere the amount of the iron filling is more. Okay, what does that indicate? It indicates that they are not uniformly distributed or uniform throughout the mass. It means they are basically heterogeneous in nature. Okay, so we can write it. The next one is That is, if we use a magnifying glass and see the mixture and see the mixture of iron fillings and sulfur, you will observe that some places more sulfur powder will be there, more sulfur powder will be there, and at some places more iron fillings are there. What does that prove? It proves that the mixture is not uniformly distributed or is not uniform throughout the mass. So such kind of a mixture is what? It is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so we can write it that such kind of mixture are heterogeneous mixture. Although there are mixture which are homogeneous also. So solutions, all a kind of a solutions as well as alloys are homogeneous mixture. So when we were talking about the mixture only, we said, student, that the mixture can be homogeneous, it can be heterogeneous. So we have understood that how is it so. So if it is a solution, if you see this sugar solution or salt solution, you cannot understand the difference. So it can be homogeneous or it can be heterogeneous. Okay, so this was all the properties of the this mixture that we have understood by taking an example of the iron filling and sulfur powder. Now, with the help of the same component, same constituent, that is iron filling and sulfur powder, we will try to understand the properties of the compound. Now, let us see what happens here. Basically, what happened in case of a compound, student, first of all, we will take these two components and heat them. Okay, so compound. Now basically what happens, student, now we will take the iron filling and sulfur powder, and when we mix them together, so here actually we are taking them and we will heat them. So when you heat that of the iron filling and that of the sulfur powder, you will find that there is a formation of a black substance, and that is known as ferrous sulfate. Actually, it is not ferrous sulfate, but it is iron sulfide, FeS. Okay. So by heating both of them, iron fillings and sulfur powder together, we will get a black substance called FeS. Now, by taking this FeS, we will perform the different experiments, means different situations we will provide it, and now we will see that what will be the kind of a result we will obtain from this compound. So you can see, students, here we have not simply taken it and mixes it together as we have seen in case of a mixture, but we have taken both of them together in a ratio, and then we heat it so that there is a formation of a black substance occur, and that is known as the iron sulfide. So what is the first situation that you will see here? Now, when we were talking in case of the mixture, we have taken both of them together and we bring a magnet near to the mixtures. So we have find that the iron filling gets stick or get attracted towards the magnet, but the sulfur powder do not. That is the property of the sulfur powder. What happens when a magnet is brought near to that of this iron sulfide? So when a magnet is brought near to that of the iron sulfide, you will find there is no such kind of attraction will be seen here. Okay. So we can write it. When a magnet is brought near the iron sulfide, then no attraction is seen by the iron. Thus, they do not get separated. They do not get separated. Do not get separated. Okay. So they do not get separated. So we have seen here, students, that here the compound cannot be separated by magnetic separation. It means the compound do not get separated by any of the physical means, like we have seen the evaporation or distillation or filtration method, as that kind of a method can be used to separate the iron filling and sulfur powder. But we cannot separate it by using any of the physical means when in case of the compounds. Okay. It means we can say that the iron filling cannot be separated by physical means, or compounds do not get separated by physical means. That FeS do not get separated By physical means, this is the property of the compound. Separated by physical means. Okay, so it cannot be separated by physical means.